All right, we're rolling.
America. It's a great evening. It's Friday. I'm Dale Campbell. I'm sitting here with Cliff and Teresa Zoe Blodgett again. America, subscribe, hit the share button. We got to have subscribers, America. I don't know what the hold up is. Let's get our level on that and start hitting that button. Before this episode is up, we should have at least 50 subscribers. Today's episode is interracial, and I know you're going to love it.
Now, I was thinking, it's become very popular for interracial couples to go online, have a channel, which is nothing wrong with that, but it's just that it's like they have a whole different universe that they're living in, and everybody want everybody to peer into their life and see their children. It's like they're different from everyone else's children. And I'm going to take a disclaimer because I have an interracial marriage and we have children and grandchildren. And I never thought about going online and just making a living that way based on my children. It makes you think, are you getting married because you love each other? Are you getting married so you can go? I don't know. This is probably going to be controversial, but it just gets on my nerves sometimes.
So you talk about YouTube and Instagram channels and TikTok?
Yeah, it's just like, sometimes I think, are they in a race to have how many babies they can have? I don't really know what it is. I will say this. I think there is a difference. When I say interracial, basically right now I'm talking about Caucasian and Black. Cliff and I have been married for 42 years now. When we got married, it just wasn't like this. And I think when a Black woman and a white man marry, it's usually more, to me, and I can't judge anyone's feelings, anyone's emotions or anything in their marriage, but it's usually because you love each other. There's a strong attraction. You want to spend time together, spend your life together or whatever. The other way around, I'm not quite sure what that is. I'm not saying that those couples don't love each other, because I know they do, but it seems different to me.
You don't think that's a stereotype? It
may be, but I know in the past, and we've talked about this, different friends and me, sometimes when Black men marry white women, they feel it's going to raise their position in society. Maybe it doesn't, but I feel when Black women marry white men, did I lower your position in society? Did I make you low? Did you raise me up? What? See, it doesn't even really come up in the situation.
I'm the wrong one to ask.
But yeah, look, listen, speaking on interracial relationships, for instance, you get a Black woman and a Black man. In that woman's head, sometimes you think, oh man, if I have a baby, the baby's hair gonna be nappy. Oh, I want the baby to have good hair. And you heard it. I'm not just saying it. This has been said for years and years and years. And that's the truth.
Yeah.
So they say, you know what? If I get a white guy, the baby have good hair and blue eyes. And that's not necessarily the truth. I'm just telling you.
Okay, Dale, that is absolutely not the truth. Because in good hair, bad hair, whatever you call, these children come out all kind of different ways, and they have different textures of hair. They can have straight, really curly or coarse hair. There is some difference in it, and their skin colors and eye colors come out depending on the colors of the parents, how much contrast is there. But it's unpredictable, and there's no half and half. That's biologically not possible. It's going to be more of one than the other because there's no 50-50. So that's why they look so different. But let me tell you, we carry babies and have them, birth them, do everything anybody else does. We don't need to be set off on a universe like our families are so different. Let's just go on TV and show them how we live and how amazing we are, or how enamored everybody should be with our lifestyle. It's somewhat embarrassing to me because you don't fit in with the norm. You think you're different, special, you're something to talk about. And I think they get a lot of support. A lot of people watch them because maybe they are interesting, but they're not different. We live just like anybody else does. And it's just amazed at
Teresa, it. As far as athletes, you hear a lot of them say, all of you athletes married white women or Asian or whatever, right? And why do they do that? Why? They say they easier going than a Black woman. You heard this too. Black women I don't want to get into all that, but it's different compared to a white woman. So they tend to go that route as a professional athlete versus their own color. You have some that say, hey, I'm Black, I'm marrying a Black woman. Me, when I was raised up, my grandmama told me to love everybody. Honduras, don't matter who it is. That's what it is. If you love them, that's what it is. Black, white, don't make no difference.
And you've been around me my whole life. We share the same grandmother and everything. You're supposed to love people based on their character. There may be some physical attraction to get you attracted to someone, but it's basically on their character. And people have preferences of who they're attracted to. But I don't, as far as Black women being overly too much, then maybe they just want somebody they can rule, and maybe they can do that with their status. But Cliff, am I too much? Oh, you didn't answer my question.
You can be too much, but it's not because of your skin color. It's just you.
And see, listen. See, that's what we've got to talk about. You just said a key thing. It's not because she's Black. It's just who she is. But then you do have some Black women just, let me tell you something, out of control. Not to say it's not white women and other races women that's not out of control. So let me just be clear on that. Yeah,
and exactly. We're not just really just pinpoint anybody because we know everybody's different. Dale, what did you think? Can I
go?
What did you think when I brought Cliff home? When I brought Cliff into the family, you were there when me and Cliff were first dating.
So you went out and got me. Wait a minute, you got me and then brought me home.
Because our family have always accepted Cliff very well. You know, listen, Cliff is really is colorless. Cliff looks like this.
Where'd she get this dude? Not because he was white, just how he was looking, but he was a good guy. He was a really good guy.
Back then, he was a tall, skinny white guy, right?
Like he is right now.
I still am.
Damn way.
Yeah.
But like I just said, our grandmother said to love every period. Yep. And it stuck with me.
And we did.
To right now.
I'm going to go.
And our whole family is mixed up with biracial, all kinds of races. We're just very multicultural families. Yes. There's no big deal. I don't see anybody going on TV lying, exploiting it.
I'm going to inject a little bit of humor here. I want to go back and tell a story about the good hairs and the bad hairs. So one of our kids was running track.
Daughter.
She was running track, and she was out by the track with a bunch of her little friends, and I heard all this screaming and yelling. They were like 8 years old.
Yeah.
And they were screaming and yelling, and I look over there, and they're out there having a fight. And so I run out there, and I stop them by the back of the shirt, and I'm like, what are you guys doing? And so her little friend tells me, and triumphantly too, her little friend tells me, it's a fight between the good hairs and the bad hairs.
And I know that sounds funny, but...
And I told them, you guys stop it. I said, I don't want to hear anything more about good hairs and bad. You got to be kidding.
This was the backstory on that. They all, right now to this day, they're grown and they all love, still very good friends. But it was a little bit of a competition between the mixed race kids and some of the other girls because... I don't know why, but they did get teased a lot. And these were tough little girls, all of them, and very talented. When it came down to disagreement, it would always go that way. Certain ones were against the other ones. And so one of the little girls called it the good hairs against the bad hairs because that's what she heard. When there's really no such thing because everybody's hair it's your hair. But we raise our kids just like grandma raised us, your character. We didn't allow them to describe their friends by the color of their skin. If you don't know their names, then I don't want to hear about it. If you can tell me what happened with you and your little friend and you give me his name, okay, I'll listen to you. We made them no special or not special, if that's the word. They're just human beings like everybody else. And I think they make so much of a difference. And it's just going too far. It really irritates me.
Listen, with the interracial, then you have the kids saying he's light-skinned, but his dad is white, or his mom is white, or vice versa. That's why she got whatever it is they got. I'm like, you know what it is.
I've been tired my whole life of the whole race thing because the race thing is really stupid when you think about it. Because now that there's DNA testing, it's proven that what they thought were races are really not. Almost everybody is mixed up with everybody else, and it's just slight variations in facial features or skin color that are meaningless when it comes down to everybody's core attributes like your brain and your thinking and what makes you. There's no difference between genetic difference whatsoever between Asians and blacks and whites and Mexicans. It's all the same. Well, this is just a superficial thing. It makes no sense worrying about it because at the end of the day, if you sit there and you get a written test and you give people a written test, you can't get the results of the written test and tell what kind of person it is that took that test. If you didn't see them, there's no way, so this whole idea, so really people in their brain, they're the same. So these are just superficial things. So it's just, I think that race is more of a thing with the lower intelligence I think the smarter you are, the less of an issue race is. But it's stupidity. It's ignorance and stupidity is what it is.
I don't sit there and look at Cliff or look at, our multicultural family and look at people and think, oh, wow, they're the mixed ones or they're this. Who does that? Nobody. That's just crazy. Nobody does that. But so these people that are, to me, promoting that type of a thing is it's just not helping.
But if it wasn't
race-wise, it's just like pointing out they're so different. We're different.
If it wasn't
and you're not different. You do the same thing everybody else does. You go to sleep, you wake up, you eat, you clean, you drive around everywhere. You do everything in their house, maybe snap at your kids or snap at your spouse, just like anybody else. You get tired, everything is the same. But they're making it like, peer into my home and see how we live, because we're a interracial
special
couple with all these children, and this is how we live. People buy it, and they.
But
that's because of this whole tendency, because people these days, if it's not that, it's something else. So they are always trying to figure out some reason that they're special.
Have you
when
and
we
Tracy
married,
been to a restaurant of some sort and was aware it was a racial thing because Cliff is white and his wife is black?
Okay, let me share a few incidences with you. I remember one that was profound to me. We were at the grocery store, and I had to go back and get something. And Cliff went on to check through. So when I came back up to the cashier, I had to go through a few people to get to where Cliff was. And I had whatever I had, and I put it on the counter. And this girl that was checking us out, she said, "Excuse me, ma'am, you just can't come and put your things up on his, what are you doing?" I'm like, I just looked at Cliff, I'm like, are you kidding me? So you think I'm such a lunatic? I'm just going to come and put my stuff with his. And I don't know this guy. They just make assumptions like that. We've even had people say, do you all have a daycare? Do you have a daycare center because of the kids, or they look so different or whatever? Oh, do you have a daycare center at restaurants? I went to Subway one time with Cliff, and this was like within 5-6 years ago. This guy, when I was ordering it, he was mad. He did not want to fix that sandwich because he did not like it.
Well, that guy was full on KKK Nazi or whatever.
We don't know, but he did not like that we were together, Dale. Yeah. He was back there, and I was just watching him, like throwing the bread around. He was angry that we came in there. I spoke to his man. I said, "Look, I don't want him fooling with my food or anything, but there's something wrong with him." And I thought if that guy could have just maybe beat me up or blew my head off, that would have been okay with him. He was very upset. But that's one of the few times in all the time we've been together. So we've been married, 42 and a half? It'd be 43 years in January.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
And we were in our early 20s. Yeah, got married, but the day we got married, or the day we went downtown and got our marriage license, remember? And we were walking, and what did that guy say to us? He said, "This is beautiful." Remember? We were just walking. We've had these people say good things to us, so we haven't experienced a lot of negative stuff at all, but I know some people have. Yeah.
What about the women in the grocery store flipping their ponytails?
Oh, sometimes, Dale, when we're in the grocery store, it's always in the grocery store, and people see me with Cliff, like especially a white woman, all of a sudden she'll start walk in front and twitch her ponytail, flip her ponytail,
and roll their eyes.
Like she's so upset with it. But very seldom, I just laugh at it. It's just
crazy.
So these people got something wrong with them anyway.
That is crazy.
But I don't know, Dale, what's your take on all of these? Because let me tell you something. Some of those kids come out with kinky hair too.
No,
sure.
Most definitely.
So,
that's what I'm saying. You try to go,
Yeah.
like I say, because it's about the gene and how far down you get.
Yeah.
That's what they don't understand. Like
I don't
you
think
and
they
Cliff's
do.
daughter could have very well had nappiest hair damn near in the world. Who's to say? You didn't know.
And you know what? One time, one of my friends, her daughter was coming over to spend the night with our daughter, and she told me, "Get up in the morning, and when you meet me in the morning, I'll comb her daughter's hair." She said, "Because I know you're not used to combing that kind of hair." I'm like, what are you talking about? Look at my hair. Okay, that's just ridiculous. I can't comb her hair. They say stuff like that.
A big part of this, though, is
What?
the grass is greener syndrome. Because I've been around different families, and black families, white families, all kinds of different families. And a lot of people, like Asians, they get sick of their hair because a lot of Asians have similar hair. And they wish their hair was like either white people's hair or black people's hair, because they get sick of Asian hair because that's all they see. And there's black people that want white people's hairs, and there's white people that want nappy hair. They'd rather have nappy hair. So and I call that grass is greener syndrome. tired of what they have, and the other side always looks better to them. So instead of a stereotype where they think the other side's worse, you got a lot of people that think the other side is better, and they think that they got the right end of the deal. It runs the full spectrum.
Dale, I know you've dated different races, and I know that if you had loved one, if you were ready at the time to get married, you wouldn't have been thinking about what race they were. It would just be because you wanted to be with them. Like Grandma said, we love everybody.
And I'll always be like that until I'm gone. I'm not married right now.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not married, because I never just had one. I say, you know what, this is it. Because for me, it's like you and Cliff. If I ever get married, I'm married. It ain't nothing else.
Yeah.
Ain't no divorce, none of that. But you're going to go through some ups and downs, but that's just part of building the relationship.
Yeah.
But
So I just want to say, I hope I haven't offended anybody. It's just something that's been on my mind, and I just want to see how other people feel about it. And for the families that are doing that, I'm not. Personally, I have no problem with you. I just wonder why it's such a big deal.
I'll tell you what the big
if
deal
anybody
is.
has been offended.
The big deal is you need to go hit that subscribe button and share and send it to your uncles, your aunts, your kids. Hit that subscribe button, America, right now. Give me 50 right now. What you say, Cliff?
Okay.
I agree. Everybody, good hairs, bad hairs, all of them.
America, we out of time for the
Cliff
night.
used to have a lot more hair.
We didn't talk about the no hairs,
America,
right?
we out of time. We had a great evening with you. We'll see you on the next episode. You have a good night.
Bye-bye.